I have clearly mentioned this, that if you ask what was my role in formulating this blasphemy law, I have never been the President of Pakistan, I have never been the Prime Minister there, and the day the regime of Zia-ul-Haq, when he formulated this law, I was never member of his cabinet, never a minister, and I was not member of his parliament. And he never consulted me. What happened? I want to explain the whole thing to remove the misunderstanding and the whole problem here. Case was registered in the Federal Sharia Court, that was a federal court, by somebody, some individual, it may be, I think he was some senior lawyer of Supreme Court of Pakistan. He registered a case regarding this law of blasphemy. That court summoned me. I was jurisconsult of that court. And I have been jurisconsult, means advisor, to Supreme Court of Pakistan on certain legal and constitutional and juristic matters. As jurisconsult or advisor to the Supreme Court or advisor to the Federal Sharia Court, court summoned me and asked me to give my arguments. So whole case was being taken as a whole. What would be the procedural law regarding this blasphemy, and what would be the main quantum of punishment, what we say the procedural law, and other one it's substantive law. It was being taken as a whole, but this is the substantive law, crime, definition and punishment. And how should be it exercised? What would be the method of administration of the whole thing, and procedure and structure of the law? I gave my arguments for 3 days. 18 hours I gave my arguments. Those arguments were never made public. When I finished my arguments, some other scholars also appeared. So we have difference of opinions on this matter. But when I finished my arguments, after that, the new date was fixed for next hearing. Before the new date arrived of the Federal Sharia Court, I am giving you the actual history of the law, and if you just inquire, you won't find a bit of difference in the real facts. So before the new date of hearing arrived, General Zia-ul-Haq, the then President of Pakistan, stopped the court. He was a dictator. He stopped the court from further hearing the case and further getting arguments. So the court was stopped there and then, and he summoned the case from the court to his own cabinet and parliament. So I was disconnected at that point. Case was not decided. Court was never allowed to pass any judgment. If the court was allowed to pass the judgment, the situation would have been different, as well as the structure and administrative and procedural law of the case of the law is concerned. But General Zia-ul-Haq stopped the court and banned the proceeding, and he took the case in his own hands as the president, martial law administrator, and after a couple of months, he issued the law, declared the law as an act of parliament. He made the law an act of parliament, and this law was passed by the then parliament, nominated by General Zia-ul-Haq, where I was never a member. Then I was never consulted on this particular law, never, ever, up till today. So this was the whole story. I was giving a big contribution that what should be this aspect of law should be, what should be its procedure, implementation, its administration, and its procedural matter. But since court was not allowed to take the whole case as a whole, and General Zia-ul-Haq passed this act and made the law of the country, and up till today I had reservations about this law, its procedural aspect, its administrative aspect. The way this law is being used is unfair. I have disagreement, categorical disagreement. The way it is being used, the way this law is being exploited, and sometimes this law is being used against minorities or against the weaker classes of the country. So I disagree with it, but this was passed by the parliament and I was never consulted in that. I appeared just in the court I gave my argument, this was my contribution if court was allowed to reach up till the level of judgment. But that was stopped and whole matter was changed and he took in his own hands. And now regarding your other comment, the death punishment like no. So when we come on this aspect, I want to comment on it. I am a believer. This law of blasphemy originally was revealed on Moses. This is primarily a biblical law. And it is not originally a Quranic law and not only Islamic law. This was originally a biblical law. It was revealed on Moses. It is in Bible, book Leviticus, chapter number 24, Old Testament, verse number 13, 14, 15 and 16. It says, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, that blasphemeth, he that blasphemeth the name of the Lord, he shall surely be put to death. I am quoting the words of Bible without any comments. And all the congregation shall certainly stone him. Then the same law was revealed in verse number 16 in Leviticus Old Testament Bible. He says, anyone who blasphemes the name of Lord must be put to death. And again he says that Israelites did as the Lord commanded Moses and they stoned him. So first of all, this became a biblical law revealed on Moses and it is still today, it is in Bible. I have quoted the reference. Then the time of Holy Jesus Christ arrived. Holy Jesus Christ was a fountain of mercy and fountain of forgiveness. But he maintained the same law. He did not repeal it. And it is maintained in Matthew, Mark and Luke. Chapter 12, verse number 31-32. Mark chapter 3, verse number 29. Luke chapter 12, verse number 10. And he says, whoever commits blasphemy will never be forgiven, neither in this world nor in the world to come. Same law was maintained by Jesus Christ. And the same was maintained by Prophet Muhammad in Quran. So I as a believer cannot confront and I cannot disagree or I cannot oppose the Holy Moses, the Holy Jesus Christ and Holy Prophet Muhammad. So it is all the Jews religion, Christian religion and Islam. All these three religions and both books, the Bible and Quran are in the same boat. Three religions and the both books have the same concept. So I won't comment on it negatively as a believer. So I will believe what the words of God are. But as far as its procedural aspect is concerned, where this law is being misused, exploited and wrongly enforced, I am categorically against it, I would say. I disagree with that. And I have lot many reservations. And if I was head of the government or head of the state, I would have categorically repealed the procedural law, adjective law, and I would have brought the radical changes to protect the rights of minorities.
Okay, thank you. I have to